Welcome to Michelle's Making. Hope you're ready for coffee, crafts, cookies, and cocktails. Let's get going. Welcome and welcome back to those of you who are returning. I really do appreciate that. Today is National Flip Flop Day, Splurge Day, Go Fishing Day, Wear Blue Day, Take Back the Lunch Break Day, and Career Nurse Assistant Day. And having been a career nurse, I do appreciate the career nursing assistants. We have had some wonderful, wonderful nursing assistants over the years that just made such the difference in the care we were able to give patients. So thank you to all you nursing assistants out there. We're going to get going with some coffee this morning. French vanilla creamer is the creamer of the day. Going to enjoy that, make some cookies, craft, finish things off with a cocktail later. Make it a great day. Let's get going. Our craft today is a red truck spice box. For this craft, I've used a frame that I already had, an 11 by 14 white frame, and some chicken wire that I had ordered from Home Depot. I began by using Waverly chalk paint in the color ink and also some of my Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white, and alternating between the two colors till I got the look that I liked, and then of course using my heat gun to speed up that drying process. I removed the metal tabs from the back of the frame, and then I laid out the chicken wire to get the approximate size that I was going to need. I'd heard some stories about this chicken wire being a little bit tricky to work with, and I didn't have any gloves. But I decided I would go ahead and lay it out and staple down one side of it before cutting it, and that might help stabilize it a little bit and keep it from flipping around on me and possibly cutting myself. Using my staple gun, I did staple one side and then the opposite corner to get it stable. And then I used my wire snips and just trimmed it off along the edge to the inside of the frame. This worked pretty well, and I was able to keep from cutting myself. I snipped off all the excess chicken wire and then pulled it as snug as I could and used my staple gun to continue to staple around the edge. Next, I decided to use part of the box that I had here. I'd picked up at Goodwill. I think I paid 50 cents for it. I think it came in from a liquor store where a bottle was in it, and it was probably part of gift packaging promotion or something. But it was a cute little box, and I began by removing the inside piece that holds the neck of the bottle, and then removed the hinges and the latch. I did use some wood filler to fill in those two tiny holes on the front. Next, I took this red truck sign that I'd picked up at Dollar General around the holidays and began by removing the sticker off the door of the truck. And then I also wanted to remove the presents in the back of the truck. And I wasn't sure how that was going to work. They looked like they were tacked down a little bit, but I did use the heat gun to loosen the glue and then began cutting off pieces. And then I realized that the little tacks that were holding it to the wood were really, really light, and I was able to break it off completely right off the truck. I also removed the hanging wire and set that aside because I'll actually use that wire to tie the box onto the chicken wire. I marked with pencil where I needed to cut off the excess wood around the edge of the truck. Using red chalk paint, I painted the box. Once the paint had dried, I used my drill and made 2 holes on each side in order to put the wire through to tie it to the chicken wire. So like I said, using that wire that I'd cut off, I just cut it in half and put the piece through each of the 2 holes, lined it up on the chicken wire, feeding the wire through the chicken wire, and then twisting it off tightly to hold the box. I twisted it down, got a good snug fit, and trimmed off the excess wire. Here again, you can see that pencil line that I'm going to cut to make an even border around the truck. Using the Cricut, I made a little sign that said Family Farm and placed that on the door of the truck. After cutting the excess wood off with my jigsaw, I sanded down a little bit just to make a smooth edge. This is going to fit perfectly at the top of the frame. So I used my Gorilla wood glue and placed glue on the edge right where the truck was going to touch on the 3 sides. Once I had it centered and lined up, I placed 3 things on the truck to weight it down while the glue dries. Again, using the Cricut, I made a little sign that said spices. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not sure I like this at the end with the word spices on there. I almost wish I just left it blank, or maybe done the lettering in black. I would have liked it a little better. I'm not sure. What do you think? Let me know in the comments what you think about even having this labeled with spices at all. Next, to seal everything, I gave the entire project a coat of Mod Podge. Next, using one of the universal tool hooks I picked up at Dollar Tree, I attached it to the bottom of the frame. I decided to add some greenery and a bow to the bottom just below the box. I used some lamb's ear I picked up at Walmart and attached it with wire, twisting the wire around the 2 pieces to hold them together, and then using that same wire to attach to the chicken wire and brought it back through to attach the bow. This bow I had made previously for another project and decided not to use it in that project, but it worked out perfectly for this. And don't forget, a fluffing of the bow. And there you have our red truck spice box. Our cookies today are a sour cream sugar cookie. For this recipe, you're going to need all-purpose flour, granulated sugar, salt, baking powder, baking soda, butter, eggs, sour cream, vanilla extract, and almond extract. The complete recipe will be in the description box. Begin by creaming the butter, cream it well, and add your granulated sugar. Now you see here, you'll see a little puff of dust when I added the sugar. And I've mentioned before, when you add dry ingredients to wet, it's probably best to add it a small amount at a time to prevent that dust cloud. Next, you'll add the eggs and continue to cream well. Make sure you scrape your bowl down occasionally and the beater as well, just to make sure that everything is well incorporated. Next, I added a generous amount of vanilla extract and just a dash of almond extract. The all-purpose flour, baking soda, baking powder, and salt will need to be sifted or stirred together well before adding it to our cream mixture. And for this, you definitely do want to add a little bit at a time to avoid the dust bowl. No pun intended. You'll alternate the flour mixture and the sour cream until everything is well incorporated. And this is a rather thick, sticky dough, and it is important that it gets refrigerated before you roll it out. So once everything is well mixed, you'll spread it out onto saran wrap and flatten it out and put it in the refrigerator to chill for at least an hour. Once it's chilled, you'll want to work on a floured surface and roll the dough out till it's about 1/4 of an inch thick and cut your shapes. Make sure you preheat your oven to 375 degrees and line your cookie sheets with parchment paper. Continue working with all your dough scraps, roll them all together, and cut out more cookies. This recipe made 3 dozen cookies. These cookies will bake for 7 to 10 minutes depending on your oven, and sprinkle some sprinkles on some of them if you like a little color and festivity to your cookies. These cookies are very tasty, but they're not overly sweet. If you like a bread type cookie, these are perfect. Let me know in the comments your favorite cookie. And there you have our sour cream sugar cookie. Now it's time for that refreshing adult beverage. You'll build this citrus peach martini over ice in the shaker while your glass is chilling. You'll use triple sec, Jose Cuervo ready to drink light Margarita, peach schnapps or peach flavored liqueur, and citrus vodka. As always, the complete recipe will be in the description box, but you'll pour all the ingredients into the shaker with ice. Shake, shake, shake until well chilled and pour into your chilled glass. And you know the only thing left is to enjoy a delicious citrus peach martini. Well, folks, that's it for another week. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I really do appreciate it. I hope you'll subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, share with your family and friends, and leave me a comment. Tell me what you liked, what you'd like to see. Give me some ideas and suggestions. I really do appreciate it. In the meanwhile, let's make it a great week. Don't forget to take time to stop and smell the coffee, and I'll see you next Friday.